Hi everybody, my name is Verna Mullen from Stampinnotes and welcome to Farm Fresh Cards. It's Wednesday, May 4th. Had to think there a minute, 2022. And yesterday was the debut of the new annual catalog right here. And if you don't have one of these beautiful catalogs, and you would like one, let me know. You can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com and I'd be glad to send you one. Today is an episode of Farm Fresh Cards, and I have a great fun fold card to share with you today. Before we get to that, I want to tell you about my Sweet Notes Stamp Club. And this month's features the Happiness Abound stamp set. Actually, it's a bundle, the stamp set and dies. And when I put the phone down, you will see some of the cards that we're going to make with that, and you will get all the supplies to make 8 beautiful cards, 2 of each of 4 different designs, $20 worth of product. It's around $20 worth. It's going to be a half a pack of the beautiful Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper with all those gorgeous flowers, and a pack of the champagne rhinestones and a pack of the white crinkle ribbon. So I'm really excited to share this with you, and I'm going to turn my phone down now, so if you get car sick, just look away a minute. Don't get dizzy. Down and around. You can see those cards right there, and this paper just has gorgeous pattern in it. Okay, and I think you will just absolutely love it. So let me pull this over a little bit so you can see it better and get things lined up and in view here the way they should be. And we need to go up just a little bit. So these are the 4 different cards, and actually this one is on the front of the catalog, and I've changed it just a bit. If you look at your catalog, you'll see how I've changed it just a bit. But that's one, so you'll get everything to make 2 of these. This one right here, and this. You are wonderful in every way. And then our fun fold, which features one of the gorgeous new dies in that set, that panel there. So I will put a link below this post if you're interested in that class and you'd like to participate in it. See, today's the 4th, so registration will go until the 11th, and you can either fill in the registration form or email me at vernastamps@gmail.com. And welcome to the new annual catalog. The card we're going to make today features all of the in colors. We're going to make, this is the new in color DSP. So this would be for Starry Night. And each of these sheets comes in all of our color categories: the brights, the subtles, regals, neutrals. And this is the 2022, 2024 in colors. And then there would be the 2021, 2023 in color pack. So there's 2 different designs here. The flowers have these stripes on the back, and then the plaid has the polka dots. I love the polka dots. And so this is the Starry Night. This is a Parakeet Party. I want to say parade. This is the Orchid Oasis right here, and this color is the Tahitian Tide, and then we have the Sweet Sorbet. So I'm going to show you the card we're going to make, and well, I think I'll just start making it, and then you will see what it's going to be. So I'm bringing in my trimmer, and you're going to use a whole sheet of cardstock. This is 8.5 by 11, and this is the Starry Night. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it first on the 8.5 inch side. We're going to score it at half of that, which So with my trimmer, I'm lining this up right here at 4 plus the 1/4 inch mark. And I'm just seeing if my video seems to have paused here online. There we go. Okay. So here's 4, and then here's 4 1/4. We're going to slide that over there. And this is the cutting blade, so we don't want that. We want this scoring blade. The light gray blade is the scoring blade. We're going to score it right down the middle, the length of the whole thing. I'm going to turn it and score on the 11-inch side at 5 1/2, which is halfway. And again, I'm using that gray scoring blade. I've got gunk all over my trimmer. All right, so you've got your rectangular piece of cardstock, and you've got 4. I'm gonna bring my phone up a little bit. You have 4. Not over. Those in there, and we're going to start with this one on the side here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to cut from this center mark at the top. We're going to make a diagonal cut down to the end of this score line here. And you probably can't see it too well in the video, but so this is lined up right in the track, the center of that. I'm going to hold that there, and I've got the center of this score line right here lined up, and I'm going to cut that. All right, so this is what our sheet looks like now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to completely cut out this triangle here, or rectangle. So I'm going to bring my cardstock back up here. I'm going to butt it right up against the end of the trimmer to help hold it, and make sure this is lined up in the track. And let me move this down so you can see it better. And I am going to start up here, and I'm going to cut right down to where this score line is. And there's a little mark in my blade here, and I'm lining that up with the score line. Okay, so I've cut that, and I'm going to turn it this way. Oops. I'm going to lay it up here like this. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to come down to the middle again, right there, and that should cut out our, oh, I cut the wrong one. Oh my goodness. Forget that. Okay, let me grab another sheet, and I'll do it the right way so you can see how to do that. Oh, isn't that the way it goes sometimes? Okay, so we're going to do our scoring. The halfway mark. Whoops. There we go. Turn it this way to 5 1/2. Score that in half. All right, so we have our 4 rectangles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to line this center mark, score mark at the top. Keep my finger there and turn it so that this score line lines up in the track here. And I'm cutting off that so it looks like that. Okay? Now I'm going to cut this rectangle out. So I'm lining that up at the top, like that. I'm going down to my center score line right there, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut this down from here to here. All right, so let's see if that cut that. Yep. All right, so it looks like that. And I'm just switching back my computer so I can see. I can't see any comments. I want to make sure I can see them. So that piece that we just cut out, you want to make sure that you hang on to that, because we're going to do we get some other die cuts out of this. All right, so our paper looks like this right now. So now we're going to cut from here down to here. All right, so from this corner down to, let me move this so you can see it. From this corner down to here, diagonally. All right, we're just gonna go up to there, and that cuts off another piece. So this is what we are left with right here. And I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I'm going to burnish these flaps down good. Just like this. And like this. And it makes kind of an envelope look. I'm going to go this way too, just to get a good crease there. All right. So it's going to go like this and then like that. So I'm going to bring in my In Color Designer Series paper, and I'm using the same color as the cardstock. I'm using Starry Night. And I need a piece of this that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So I'm bringing in my trimmer again. Here's 5. 2 ticks over is an 1/8 mark. Right there, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Whoops. 3 7/8 would be the 2 tick marks before 4 right here. All right, so we have a rectangle. Now we're going to cut this on the diagonal to layer onto our cardstock. So you want to look at how your cardstock is going. So I want it to be able to layer on this way on this triangle. So I'm going to line these up in the track there, my corners there and here. And I'm going to cut it, and I have 2 triangles now. And we should be done with the trimmer. So my first triangle, I'm going to layer onto my cardstock just like this. And I'm bringing in my multi-purpose liquid Tombow glue. And I have put it in this little glue bottle because I can get more out of it that way, and it doesn't get plugged up as easily. All right, so we've got that layer on there. And then this is going to fold over. We're going to take our other triangle here and turn it over, and we're going to put it on the front, just like this. All right, and this is going to go centered on here, and you will have a little bit of edge going all the way around. This should pull over just a little bit like that, right? Now I have taken, I'm going to grab a wipe to wipe my hands. I've got glue on them. I have used the 2 largest layering circle dies. If you don't have this die set, it's one that you would use all the time. I use it all the time and keep it right by my paper die cut machine because that's how much I use it. So I've used the largest. This one has a little decorative edge on it. And then this is just flat. And it will fit inside of that and layers nicely on a card. So I've die cut out the white circle out of the plain one and the one with the edging, the little bit larger, out of the Night of Navy. And I'm going to bring in my Stampinnotes to do a little stamping, and the stamp set I am using is Sending Smiles. It's one of my favorite in the catalog. I just love it. I'm using this stamp set. Has a lot of great greetings in it. Smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day, sending love and big hugs, birthday wishes, a note of thanks, a card to say hello, comfort and strength. So there's just a lot on there that you can use. All right, I'm going to grab my Stampinnotes. And the Stampinnotes is a stamping tool that's wonderful because if you stamp something and your image does not come out clearly, you can re-stamp it because these magnets hold the cardstock in place. So it's a great tool to have. The first thing I'm going to stamp is this stem right here. And there it is. I had it on a stamp block earlier. And I'm going to put these, I want this about like this on here. So I'm going to put my magnets like that. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set. So the Stampinnotes does come with a little pad to use with photopolymer stamps because you really need them. You really need that cushion when you're stamping with photopolymer stamps. I'm going to lay this cover down and pick that up. And I'm bringing in my ink. Okay, this is a Parakeet Party. I'm just going to ink this up like this. And I'm going to press it down. I'm going to ink it again. It's not a bad image, but I want it a little darker. See how that holds that right in place so you can stamp exactly over where you were. All right, now I'm going to move these down just a little bit because I want to stamp a flower on there. And I'm going to take my leafy image off. And this stamp set, it looks like coneflower or daisies are and maybe carnation, because this kind of looks like a carnation. And so there's the centers here and the petals, and I'm going to use this one right here. And I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet, which is it's kind of like a watermelon red. I'm going to lay my stamp image about like, well, I see the stem. I want the stem right below where the center of the flower is. I'm going to pick that up and ink this up. And I want to make that darker. So I'm going to come in with my stamp pad again and ink that up. There, isn't that nice? Lovely. I will just use this because I used it on my hands and it's right here to wipe that off. Now we need to do the center, and the center is just a little oval, and I'm going to use crushed curry for that. This is an old ink pad. I'm going to do that again. Just like that. I want to move it up just a little and grab that white. There we go. That little bit of white on the edge there. All right, so we have our flowers stamped. Move these out, cover them up so I don't get into trouble and get my sleeve or my hands in there, and move the Stampinnotes away. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the stamped image and I'm gonna adhere it to my blue background, my Starry Night. I really love all of the new ink colors. They're just beautiful. Okay, if you're interested in placing an order with me, if you want to get this stamp set, this is my May host code, and if you put that in at checkout, and your order is $50 or more, I will send you a thank you. It's usually gems of some kind. And I'm just grabbing a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch cardstock. And you can shop with me at vernastamps.stampinnotes.net or stampinnotes.com, which is my blog. I have a YouTube channel also. And you can subscribe there to my weekly email letter, which always has a free PDF tutorial in it. All right, so there is the inside, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And now we're gonna adhere this to the front. Isn't that pretty? I think that's really pretty. So when you're doing your glue for this, be mindful that you only want it glued to this part of the card. So basically, we only want glue on the back of this from here over to here. All right, so I'm gonna go like from here to here and add glue. See, oops, I got a little showing on the bottom there. Yeah, I could turn it like that. So what I'm going to do is take this and just lightly brush that adhesive off there. That will dry quickly. So there's our basic card. Now what I want to do is I want to show you the other cards in the other ink colors. So I've used the same flower and colors, same colors for the flower on each of these cards. And here is the Tahitian Tide, and here is the Sweet Sorbet. Aren't they pretty? I really like how they came out. And I want to show you, I'm going to move these over so you can see them better. I want to try adding, there's a die in the die set that goes with this stamp set. It's called, these are the sending dies. There's this long die that's the word sending and then an outline. And you can see there's tags in here, little flowers, and then all kinds of dies for your other die cut images in that stamp set. So what I'm going to do is I want to try adding sending across the front of this like this, and I have to die cut the white wording out. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use adhesive sheets, and they come in a package like this. These are great for intricate dies that you're going to have to stick down that would be difficult to adhere with glue. Like this is going to be pretty skinny. So what I'm going to do is there's two sides, and one of these has a peel off side. But before I peel that off, I'm going to grab a piece of basic white cardstock, because that's the color I want my word to be, is basic white. All right, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just, you could cut this with your trimmer. I'm just gonna eyeball it with my scissors. I'm gonna go underneath just a little bit, like that. So it's not hanging out the edges of my cardstock when I peel it and have stickiness hanging out. All right, so these are extra to reuse at another time. Now, what I meant to tell you about the extra piece that we cut out of the card base was that you can use this for die cutting this right here, and also the large die that cuts the word sending out. They will all fit on there. So this piece you will use in this card. So you're going to use a whole sheet of cardstock basically to make this card. All right, so let's take and peel this, backing off here. And I'm going to start with the backing that's peeled off and lay that on the back of that. Then I'm going to take the rest of it off. And gradually just kind of push it over with my hand. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our die so that the die is on the top where the cardstock is, right there. And I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. And actually I might cut this so I can use the mini. I think I will. It's just smaller to handle on camera. Let's see, what did I do with the die? Let's grab that. Not in there. Oh, that's nice. These came off. Okay, if your blades come off your trimmer, there's a little hole down here at the bottom of your trimmer where you can stick them back in, right there. Okay. Okay, I've misplaced my die, and where did I put it? I'm gonna stand up and look. Doesn't that always happen? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so let's do about 1.5 inches. And then I think I can get one more out of this. And this strip I can save for something else. I'm grabbing my mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. This is not, your bottom plate tells you what plate you need for the different things that you're going to be using it for. So for die cutting, oh, there's a shape. We want plate number 2 on the bottom. And when you put your paper in here, you want your adhesive on the bottom. And I'm going to put my sending right there. And I'm going to run this through, crank it through. If you want to, you could go through one way and then back again. Just like that. All right, so let's take this off here. I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool. Maybe, I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is, right where it's supposed to be. All right, I'm gonna grab the take your pick tool and I'm gonna just go like this, and these little holes, with these little holes you can poke the wording out, the die cut out. So you see we have sending there. Now I'm gonna bring in the color of my card, which is right here. And I'm gonna pull that backing off and lay that on there like that. Sometimes it's hard to get it started. There, that's starting. So the backing comes off and then the sticky adhesive is on there to adhere down your die cut or your wording or whatever you're adhering. And I'm just kind of going, you want to not pull it too fast. Isn't that cool? It's a wonderful tool to have, that adhesive sheet. Broke off right here. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to put the S there, the N, the G, the I, the N, and the G. Very cool. All right. Let's see what this looks like going across the front of the card. Well, I don't like it straight, although it's not bad. I think I like it like that. Let's slide it over a little. All right, so I'm going to put it on there like that. And we'll just go like that. Okay, and maybe bring it down just a tad. And then I can stamp inside. Let's say sending comfort and strength. We'll use it for a sympathy card. So I'm going to lay this flat down, upside down. It's easier to pick it up that way. And bring in my little skinny block here. Sending comfort and strength, and I'm going to grab my Starry Night ink. Okay, sending comfort and strength. I'm going to center it right up here, like that. And then let's stamp, let's see, we could stamp a flower like right here. I'll bring in that same stem that I had. And since I already have the card stuck in there, I'm not going to use the Stamparatus. All right, and I wonder if that flower will show if I stamp it there. Let's see. Let's say the stamp on there and see. I think we can get it in there. And actually, I could stamp one of the different flowers that's a little bit smaller. Let's try this one. And we need the red, Sweet Sorbet. Okay. That'll work. And there's a tiny, tiny little dot here for the center. I'm getting my block. And we want the Crushed Curry ink. And we'll put it right there like that. There. And our card is done. So here's the front again. Sending. You open it and it says Comfort and Strength. I better close these up. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you aren't a subscriber to my newsletter and you'd like to, you can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com and I will add you to that. Also, there is a link in my YouTube channel and on my blog, which is stampinnotes.com. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. I hope you have a great week. Take care.